Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is Voltex Spark, and let me explain exactly what we are doing here with this specific channel and this specific LLC. So I have been in the automotive industry for the worst part of 10 years, and if there's something that I've learned in my time, it's that you should never trust whatever the manufacturers say the newest, bestest thing coming into the market is, because every single time over the course of history, it's been dog shit. And that absolutely applies to battery electric vehicles and hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles. So before I get into a video about those two touchy subjects that people seem to just lose their shit over at the drop of a hat, let me explain what it is, what the goal is with this channel. The goal here is for me to be able to start my own company, to be able to take my LLC, to take Voltex Spark, and turn it into something that is actually a full-time job. Would I love for that to be YouTube? I think anybody that comes onto the platform and says that they're not doing it for the money or not wanting it to be YouTube income, I think they're fucking lying to you. So with that said, yes, I would love for it to be YouTube. Do I realistically think that that is going to be what happens? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I don't think YouTube is going to be a primary income earner for me personally. I think I'm going to have to kind of use it as a stepping stone to get to where I can build my company out and do the things that I want to do. What are those things? Well, electric vehicles in their current state suck. They're terrible. And you can argue it all day long, but as the kids say, facts is facts, my guy. And it's extremely difficult to dispute my claims, not even claims, the facts that I have to really push the idea that EVs are not the future of the automotive industry, not even remotely close. But that is going to be for another video. And I'm going to talk a lot about EVs, but because EVs are so terrible in their current state, being in the automotive industry, being a repair technician, a level A diagnostic technician currently, the only reason I don't call myself a master technician is because every time I go to take the ASE exams, my head kind of explodes and I bomb the test, even though I can have a conversation about the test afterwards and explain what the right answer is. It makes no sense, but it is what it is. So that's the only reason I don't call myself a master tech. But I've been in automotive performance. I've been a race team mechanic. I have been a sanitary pipe welder. I've welded exhaust almost my entire automotive career. I've been a plumber. I'm a journeyman plumber. That is a license that I do technically possess. Arizona's rules are really weird, so we just won't get into that. So I want to take all of that experience. I also have a shit ton of electrical engineering experience in terms of like printed circuit boards and designing and repairing circuits, replacing components, all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of experience doing those things. So I'd like to take all of this experience and I want to turn it into a business remanufacturing EVs, essentially, or taking EVs and swapping maybe full gas power plants or hybrid electric power plants into said electric vehicles, because there's just way too many issues with these things to really suggest that they are even remotely viable as battery electric vehicles in their current form. So, but that is what I would like to do with the company. Some of the things that I'd like to do with the channel are, currently a little bit more not that. We'll just say they're a little bit more not that. what I have to do with the channel is get it to a point where people want to watch my content. I need to get to a point where I don't have to go to my 9 to 5 job, or 8 to 5, whatever, it's 8 to 5. Where I don't have to go to my 8 to 5 job, where I don't have to rely on somebody else just to make ends meet. My wife works. I should be able to rely on her income to help boost me into a position where I can have this thing, and this thing is my shop. Where I'm, turning hybrids into full electric, or battery electric into hybrids, or Tesla Model 3s into LS3 fire-breathing twin turbo madness. Sky is the limit. I've done it all. And at this point, I'm ready to do something different. So if you want to come along for the ride, I mean, it's going to be bumpy. I'm not going to lie to you whatsoever. It's going to be very bumpy. I'm very autistic, and I don't mean that in the new cringe, like, oh, I'm autistic kind of way. I have a legitimate diagnosis from a licensed doctor. I have a lovely piece of paper that says I am autistic. I receive Americans with Disabilities Act benefits for being autistic. When I say it, it's not a fucking buzzword like all these morons seem to think that it is. I am genuinely on the spectrum. And for people that are curious about that, when I was 7, we did a bunch of IQ testing, and all 3 tests came out to be the same. Good Lord, I'm tired. All 3 tests came out to be the same. The person looked at my mom and said, I remember this is one of those early memories I have that just for some reason sticks. The guy looked at my mom, the doctor looked at my mom and went, I just want to prepare you. Your son has an extraordinarily high IQ. IQ is not a direct representation of someone's intelligence. It is their intellectual capacity. And your son has a very high IQ, but I want you to understand that it is very abstract, because this was back in the early 90s. They didn't know a ton about these things, so rather than saying, hey, your boy's autistic, he said, your son has abstract intelligence. That I've talked to about 3 doctors so far that deal with mental stuff. All 3 of them agree that was that doctor going, your fucking son's autistic, you just don't want to hear it. And because they didn't know back then. Nobody knew what it was. It was this big, dangerous word where if your kid was autistic, you could either, struggle to raise him or kick him off the cliff like the 300, because apparently it's still Greece. Neither here nor there, and it's a bad joke. So I have very high IQ, it's 142, but it is abstract, meaning social interaction I'm piss fucking poor at. I know a lot of little things. I know a lot of stuff. I'm very good at figuring stuff out. One of the ways it's been described is when I'm working on a car, I will take all the bolts out and I will arrange them on the table in a certain way, and it doesn't make sense to anybody else, and everybody else is like, well, why don't you just use Ziploc bags with Sharpie? Like, that takes forever. So I lay all the bolts and nuts and pieces out in a certain particular order. They all have a little space that they go in, and then while I'm putting things back together, one by one, they go back into where they belong. Everybody always asks, why is it that you can do that? You can pull a car apart and put everything all scattered out and get it back together perfectly in the first try, but you can't take a 60-day employer quiz exam survey thing to tell them how they're doing. You can't pass your ASCs. Like, you can explain to me and give me a visual demonstration or put the imagery. God damn. People will say, you can put the imagery in my head for how an AC compressor works, or how a valve works, or how the valve train works, how a transmission works. They're like, you can put the images in my head, but you can't pass a test on it. That is autism. Just that, this, all of it. So again, extremely intelligent, extremely smart, but it's not in any usable functioning capacity that society can use. Like, everybody's over here in this group where they all have intelligent ability that they can put to use in modern society. They can go to a law office and they can use their intelligence there. I'm way the fuck over here in left field going like, what the fuck? Why? What am I supposed to do with this? Yes, I can explain to you how a nuclear reaction works. No, I can't file those documents for you. I'll fuck it up. It's dumb. It's absolutely stupid. I'm on a rant anyways. So I'm going to end this video. If you want to stick around and watch me figure out how to be on camera, how to not be fucking psychotic like I am, hit the follow button or hit the subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of content and information, mostly right now it's going to be what kind of information do you want to know about electric vehicles, about the market transmission or transition into electric vehicles. Things about them that are good. Stop fucking yawning. Things about them that are bad. And where I believe that they could improve, like stuff like that. I'd love to hear it. I doubt I'll hear anything for months, and then as per the YouTube algorithm normal, it will explode and I'll wake up to 10,000 subscribers bullying me because they have small penises and don't know what to do with that. So, hey, I'm just gonna pre-insult everybody that's a douchebag. It works better that way. My personal electric car is at 85%, so it's time for me to go the fuck home so that I can go to work tomorrow and be told, oh, you can't charge because you're quitting. It's like, yeah, that's what happens when I get an $11 an hour pay raise to go somewhere else. Like, fuck off. Anyways, I'll see you lovely motherfuckers another time with more information. I will probably... I'll probably discuss my biggest issue with electric vehicles currently and go on a nice big long rant about all that shit. So, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.